Good day and welcome to another Monday segment of A Week at the Plot and to the 1st of November. I know I say this every month, but I find it very difficult to believe another month has gone by. Yet that month has been really busy for a whole host of different reasons. And we had such rain yesterday, and the winds were so bad yesterday. And today we've got glorious sunshine. Yes, it's a bit breezy, but if I stand over here, you can see that there's rather a lot of sun out there. In fact, at the end, I think I'll give you a shot from this position in the poly. We've only got a 2 metre by 3 metre poly. That's the largest structure we can have on our plots here. And I'm actually about 2 meters back from the front, because if I go any further forward, I'll be staring straight at the sun. I thought I could have done this in the shed, but I thought I'll do it in the poly instead. I came down for just 2 purposes today. Well, 3 actually. So the first one was I am trying to get another year out of my boots. So I've used some Evo stick, other glues are available, to stick the toe back onto the sole, because the toe cap had come away from the sole on my boots and was letting a lot of water in. So I've used the what's it called, I can't remember what it's called, but the bonding adhesive to hopefully give me another year out of those boots. I'll give you a shot if I remember of the photo of my boots, and they're all in what do you call it, oh I don't know, but those things that clamps, that's it, things that clamp together, called clamps. And I came down here because I was sure my dubbing was down here, because they're leather boots. They could do with a really good clean and a really good re-application of dubbing. And I was sure it's in my drawer, but it must be at home. So that was one of the reasons I came down. Another was because I wanted to pick some of the dazzling blue kale, because I think we're going to have pesto again this evening. I've got some pesto in the freezer as a base, which is just the leaves, garlic, olive oil and salt and pepper blitzed up. I've taken that out of the freezer and I'm going to add blitz walnuts to that, a bit more olive oil, and then the kale that I've picked I'll just bung into the pasta water with the pasta about a minute before the pasta's ready. And then the third thing I wanted to do was to give the bed here, the carrot bed, a little bit of a water. As you know, I'm doing it once a week, and what I've realized now is that it's best to water between the rows, because when I'm watering on top, I'm flattening quite a lot of the carrots, you know, because that's what happens at this time of their life. They're quite sort of, you know, they'll bend over quite easily. So what I'm doing is I'm watering between the rows rather than directly over the carrots. The other reason for doing that is I hope that the moisture will get down below, and that's of course where we want the carrots roots to go and find moisture so that they grow down. And as I was coming here, I also noticed that that single sunflower that was left on the sunflower stalk has come off. Whether it was by wind or whether it was by a squirrel, I'm not sure, but I saw it lying on the ground, and you know what, I'm going to leave it there because it just looks so pretty, and I think it's at the end of its life anyway. So if I took it home, it'll most probably be dead tomorrow, and I'd be popping it back in the compost at home to bring back down here. So I'm just going to leave it there and remember its beauty as a fallen sunflower, a fallen late autumn sunflower. What are we going to be doing this week? Definitely, well, fingers crossed, getting the garlic in. Of course, one of the first things I did when I got down here was look at the broad bean bed. I sowed those a few days ago, and of course I wasn't expecting any shoots to be coming through the ground quite yet. I did actually put bamboo canes over the top, about 10 bamboo canes, just to deter foxes from going in there. So it seems to have done the trick. I think a squirrel has buried something in there. It's sort of between rows, so I hope it's not a squirrel going in there to have a nibble of a broad bean seed and go on its way, because if it did and it found the broad bean seed rather lovely, I'm sure it will be back. But fingers crossed, it all looks okay at the moment. So yeah, that's it. I've got a few things that I still need to do back at my desk, so a quick visit, and I'll see you again for another segment very soon. Bye. Good day, and as you can see, it's another gloriously sunny afternoon. Must be about 2:30, 3 o'clock again, and I'm working in shirt sleeves. I've got a t-shirt on and a sleeveless polo, and that's plenty for doing the jobs I've been doing today, including just fleecing these lettuce, coriander and parsley plants. This is a large fleece tunnel. I think its make is Haxnick's, and it's about 3 meters long and about 60 centimeters wide, I think. Just enough to cover the growing area that I need covered for the moment. I'll most probably fleece with blue pipe later on in the winter, but this is fine for now. When I say blue pipe, I mean the blue water pipe and then fleece over that. This is a heavy duty fleece. It's obviously UV resistant and all of that, and it does let moisture through. So I will keep an eye on how things are doing under there. But even in this sunshine, I'm sure it's warming up a bit underneath that fleece tunnel already. Right, I'm going to crack on and just do a little bit of tidying. Yeah, bit of tidying, bit of weeding, and then going back home for a call at my desk. See you again soon. Bye. Good day. We're at Osterley House, which is the National Trust, and are in this garden that we've only been in once before. Don't know why. And I was looking at this and I was thinking, those are hazels in that rose. And then I looked down here and it says, this rose has been pruned and trained onto hazel benders. Bending the rose branches encourages buds to break, and this increases flowering tenfold. During summer storms it will protect it from damage. Well, who knew? So bend your roses. And then going through, no idea what's through here. We have been here once before. Gosh, what an autumnal garden. Look at that. I bet this is so pretty in summer. Look at all those beds of flowers. Look at this pathway. And of course, look at that greenhouse over there. Can we get over there, I wonder? Oh no, that's a padlock on that gate. I think that's for the tenants who live here in this bit. But it's definitely a vegetable garden by the looks of it. Well, vegetables and flowers. How pretty. How pretty. Look at that. Gorgeous. Oh, and that as well. Look at that. Fuchsia. Oh, look. Oh, and look down there. There's Richard. I'll leave it there. And then I turn a corner and find this ornamental veg garden. Perpetual spinach, beetroot, burpees golden, spring onions, white Lisbon, celeriac, giant, what's that, Prague, red cabbage, greyhound cabbage, Lolla Rosso lettuce, Marvel of Four Seasons. Look, theirs is going to bolt as well, like ours did. Parsley, which looks as though it's all been harvested. Blue Soleils, leeks, Swiss chard, dwarf French beans, obviously they're all gone. Musselburgh, leeks, climbing beans, and look how the nasturtiums have been bitten by the frost. Gosh, look at the colours in there. Look at that amaranth, that red, morning glory here. Those geums, the orange, I'm not sure. Gosh, that's a very yellow. Oh, and what's this down here? Look at these pods. They're hefty. That's pretty tall as well on that one. Gosh, what a glorious refined. I'm sure when we were here many years ago, I'm talking over a decade ago, there was a white peacock on that wall. Maybe I'm remembering somewhere else. Anyway, I am going now. Bye. Good day. Sometimes you just need to get a little job done, and boy was that a little job. All I did was take out that sunflower, but you know what, I needed to come down here. I needed to get down to the plot today to just sort of, I knew I needed to come down. I just wanted to do something, and I think it's really important when you need to get out that you do get out and you do something. So even though it's a real tiny achievement, I'm just glad to have got that sunflower out. And you know what? Also coming down here today, I've seen a few people, we've had a few chats. I've caught up with a plot holder here that I haven't seen for 7 weeks, and that was absolutely lovely. It's pretty dark now. It's about 5 o'clock, just coming up to 5 o'clock. I've had to turn my phone around, so I'm not even sure if I'm fully in shot at the moment. But I've turned it around because the camera on the back is better than the camera on the front that I usually use when I'm doing to camera stuff. So I hope I'm in frame. But the lovely plot neighbour that I haven't seen for 7 weeks has given me some onions. Oh, I dropped one. I'll pick that up. They're Croatian onions, and I wasn't going to overwinter onions. You know I wasn't going to overwinter onions, but how can I not now do so? And you know what? Do you know what the perfect bed is for these? The sunflower bed. So on Sunday, I'm going to be giving it a tickle over, and I'm going to be putting these in. And I'll leave it there. Tomorrow's quite a busy day down here. We've got a work party in the morning, preparing for our bonfire in the evening. So it's going to be quite busy. So I don't think I'll get much done on the plot tomorrow because I'll be doing things around and about instead. Anyway, glad to have got that sunflower out. Glad to have unexpected onions, and glad to know where these unexpected onions are going in. See you soon. Bye. Good day. It is now Sunday, just coming up to about 1 o'clock. Friday was our Guy Fawkes Day. And if you don't know what Guy Fawkes is in the UK, do Google it. Yesterday was our Bonfire Social, which was a very, very long day. So we prepared for it in the morning and built the bonfire in the morning. Well, through to about 2 o'clock, something like that. And then we started it at 6 o'clock. And it burnt so well. And one of the reasons it burnt so well from the beginning was because, as I think you know, we've got a number of beekeepers on our site. And one of the beekeepers had quite a lot of frames which have wax in them. So they're used frames. And those went into the center of the bottom of the bonfire. So we put some egg cartons in there and we put some really tightly scrunched up paper in there. And literally within about 2 minutes, it had caught onto the wax. And of course, the whole thing went up. And we had a great time. And the lovely thing about yesterday is it's our first social since the wassailing of early 2020. So what's that? That's that's 10, almost 11. No, what am I thinking? It's 20, 22, 20, 22, 23 months. I mean, and of course we all know why. But it was lovely because we had a good many people came down in the morning to prepare for the bonfire. We had a really good turnout in the evening. I made some mulled wine, which went down really well, and some cheesy scones, which again went down well. Other people brought veggie burgers and sausages and meat sausages and burgers as well. So we have two separate barbecues, one for meat and one for veggies. So it was just a lovely evening. I think I got home started about 6. I got home about 10:30, something like that. And then Richard and I had a cup of tea and watched a bit of TV. Madame Blanc, in fact, we watched. Not in fact, we watched. But yeah, I'm sort of quite tired today. But then, of course, after you have an event like that, even though we do a lot of clearing on the night, there's still quite a bit to do the following day. We let the flyer go down, and then today, anything else that people have got, they can come first thing in the morning and put it in, because the embers are hot enough. Oh, sorry. Kicking you there. The embers are hot enough to get things going again. So yeah, we did that. That's all finished. So the bonfire is now at a stage of ash now again, and that will really cool down and be cold, I would have thought, by end of day today. I mean end of day night time. But because there's no sparks coming off, the danger of it doing any damage is obviously not there, which is great. And then I'm so exhausted. I mean, I really am so exhausted. So that I was down here about 10. It's now just gone past 1 o'clock. And the one thing that I said I did want to get done today was to get those gifted onions in. So I've done a little bit of an experiment. I've done somewhere I've used oh gosh, I can't even think. What's the word? The little trowel. One, I've done a little hole with the trowel and put it in, and the other way is the way that I usually do. I stick a finger down, let the onion drop in, and then just cover it up. And the sort of the top of the onion is just below the surface. So we'll see whether those different rows behave differently. And then I was also gifted some further broad beans. So I put in Vivi's broad beans, what's that, 10 days ago, something like that now. And I was gifted these broad beans as well by the same person who gifted me the onions. So I put a double row in there, rather tightly by the onions, but we'll see how it goes. And the lettuce here is really coming to the end now, because we've had a couple of frosts and it's looking a bit tired. So where I put the chard in the other day, I think I'm going to be back here later on. I've got maybe about another 20 to sow. So I think I'll just put those in that bed, because in that bed at the moment, we've got chard, we've got celery, we've got the lettuce that are going to be coming out. So in that place, I can put the broad beans, or these broad beans. So that will be a really mixed bed over the winter. I still haven't got the garlic in yet. Next week, I will get that done. And then on to other things. I did, in the bonfire, say goodbye to my blue chairs and my blue bench, because they had really got to the end of their lives. The seats were broken. They were all wobbly. They couldn't be sort of put back together. So I said goodbye to those, and that means that I'm going to have to go into the 1940s shed, because if you remember, I've got some others in there, completely different, but the ones that I've got in there will do for the time being. and I think I'll need to put some preservative on them, which if I get around to doing that, I'll do that this week. But yeah, there we are. It's not a lot of time spent. Well, actually, a lot of time spent on the site this week, but not a huge amount of time spent on the plot. However, you know, there's been a sowing of raw beans. There's been a planting of onions. We've obviously been harvesting things as well. So we're eating for now, and we're planting and sowing for the future. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Right, I'm going to go. I will leave it there for this week's A Week at the Plot. And I will see you again very soon on Planet Gyp. I can't speak. I'm so tired I can't speak. I will see you very soon on Planet Vegetaria. And I'll see you next week on YouTube if you watch the full upload on YouTube. See you then. Bye.